Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make another project in Visual Basic, which, yay. This is also a beginner project. If you've seen my first video, then you know where we're going with this. We're just going to do projects until we kind of understand it. So in this video, we will be making a small program that gives us a quote when we click on it. This is part one. I'm actually going to make it a part one and a part two. Part one, we will build the look, we'll design the look of it, we will code the basics of it. Part two, and we'll test it, of course. Part two, we will turn generating one answer into generating multiple answers. We will declare some variables, we will have a string, and we will allow it to give us multiple, well, not multiple, but give us different answers after we click the button. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it'll make more sense when we get into it. So, as I've talked about, the most important thing about coding is to understand like what's gonna happen. So, what our idea is, what I've kind of said already, but I'll say it again. What our idea is we're going to have a generator that gives us a quote when we click the button for like quote or whatever. Um, it is a basically like a on click statement or an if then statement, however you want to say it. I don't know, whatever. So it's an on click statement. I mean, we don't need if thens for this. So on button click, computer generates a number, and the number corresponds to an item inside a string, and then that item is inserted into the label to show the quote. That's essentially what's going to happen. So let's get into it. Let's create a new project. We're going to create a Windows Form app. Next, we're going to call it Black People Quotes, because like that's what we're doing here. I'm using Black People Quotes. You can use whatever you want to use, but I'm using Black Folks Quotes. So let's get into it. And yes, and create. So let's go. We're just gonna ignore all these warnings. Ignore the warnings. If you can't see them, they don't exist. Anyway, so here's our form right here. Now we can rename this form just for kicks. Let's rename it. Let's say text is gonna called quotes quotes by Black leaders. Is that too long? Nah, we'll see. Okay. And then we're gonna call the form. I never really rename forms, but we're gonna do it today. We're gonna call it quotes one. Sure. We're gonna call it that. Okay, so quotes by Black leaders. Now what we need to do is we need to, I actually have some, here are my quotes right here. So here's my quotes right here in Notepad. So I have inspiration, love, and power. So we're gonna put three buttons. We're gonna go to view, toolbox, and we're gonna pull out button, copy, paste, paste, and paste. So we need four buttons. We need our exit button always, always, and then we need our three other buttons. So let's just go ahead and put these jokers here. I'll make it a little bigger today. Last time it was kind of small. So let's do that. And then we'll put this button in the middle. He's not exactly in the middle. There's a way you can do that. I forget how to do it though. I think, uh, no, there's a view. Let's see. Format. Align. Here it is. Format. Align. Centers. Nope, that's not it. Let's undo that. Let's try horizontal spacing. Make equal. There we go. All right, so now put button 4 here. So, let's shrink this a little bit. Okay, so what we have here is we have our button 1, which is going to be inspiration. Then we have love, and then we have power, I believe, and then this will be our exit button. We also need to have a label. Sorry if I'm going fast. I just I like coding. We have a label, and the label is going to show our quote. So let's start with the label. We can close this now. Let's start with the label. We're going to fix the label. So let's do we want to do Sego? Is that how it is? I call it Segway, and that's not right. But let's pick a font. Let's just do, for fun, let's do the typewriter font. Who cares? And we're gonna pick a size, and we're gonna pick, like, I like the 25. We'll just start with 25. We may have to change some things here. We'll see. That's probably too big. Let's do a little bit smaller than that. We'll do 20. Okay. And we're going to call the text, we're going to have the text show up as nothing. We don't need anything to be shown. And we're going to name the label LBL quotes. And we're going to take off auto size. There we go. So now we can make this, this space of the box. Okay? Do that and do this. Oh, wait. I do want that to line up. Okay, so there's a little bit of order here. I know it's a little bit off. Ignore it. Don't think about it. So what we're also going to do is we're going to something else I wanted to do with this box. Oh yes, we're going to make sure that the text is aligned from middle center. So we want to find that text alignment right here. Text align. We want to do middle center like that. Okay, so that's done. Now let's do the buttons. Button 1, we want the text to say inspiration. Okay. We would also like the name of the button to be, let's see, BTN Inspo. Okay. And we're good with that one. We're done. All right, next one, button 3. We're going to change the name of the button to BTN Love. Okay. And we're going to change the text to say love. Okay. Last button, button 2, well, second to last button, change the text to say power. Oops, but power, that's not correct. Power. Um, we will change the name of it to be BTN Power, and we're good. So last one, we have our exit button. It'll be BTN Exit, and we will change the text to show exit. Okay, so we have built our interface. Yay! Now, let's go into view code. And now you see that the form, you know how I renamed the form to quotes? Remember that? Design name quotes. That's what it says. Now, there may be some issues here. We're going to see if that works. If that throws up an error, we know how to fix it. So anyway, let's just keep going. All right, so first things first, let's code the exit, as always. So click button exit here. Click. And we're going to put our me close. Oops. Done. All right, next one. Now, we're going to do the simple way first. We'll do the complicated way next. Remove our sleeves. Okay. To make sure everything works properly, we're just going to make sure that everything's here and set. We're going to do one quote. So button inspo, click. And when this button is clicked, we're going to do LBL quote text equals, and now we got to put one of our quotes in here. So button inspo, we're going to do Get in Good Trouble, Necessary Trouble, and Help Redeem the Soul of America by John Lewis. great man. He recently died. Not recently, but like, recently. Um, okay, so when you do this, you need to only have um, one quote. So you saw that he had quotes in his, and I had to remove his quotes in his because it messes up the coding. Now I think there is a way to do quotes, but I'm not gonna go into that right now. We're just gonna like leave it as it is. Um, Also, there is a way to make a new line, and I can't remember that right now either. I think you put uh you know what? We're not gonna worry about that right now. We're just gonna leave it as it is. Well, no, we're not. It's bothering me. It's officially bothering me. Okay, so I think, oops, I think the way to do a new line. This may not work because I'm probably thinking about, um, um, nope. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about it. I'll have to Google it. So, I'm probably thinking about it in JavaScript where you just like, or not JavaScript, in Java where you just do like a slash forward slash in. That may not work or whatever for this, so we'll do that later. There's another option too. Now we won't do that. Okay. Anyway, um, there's an option. So what the sorry, I went someplace there. So what I'm thinking about is that if I were to want to have these two in separate boxes, the quote in one box, the speaker of the quote in a second box, how could I do that when I do my strings later? And the way you would do it is I would generate one random number and pull the information from each spot into different strings. So we can possibly play with that later. So we'll just leave it like this for now, since we're mostly interested in getting the coding down, not so much as making it fancy. Let's do button love next. Um, Click. So again, we're gonna we'll get our quote here. Oops, that's not right. We'll get our quote here. Love. You Are Your Best Thing by Toni Morrison. Also a great person. Her book, The Bluest Eye, is the best. I know people read Beloved, and it's all right. It's okay, but The Bluest Eye is great book. And there's another one that I read by her recently. She published it fairly recently, and I don't remember what it's called. Let's do paste. All right. Like I said, remove this quote here and put it at the end, and now you're good. So next one, we will do power. So button power on click. No, where are we going here? Okay. Um, okay. LBL quote text, and we will pick out one of our quotes here. Let's do Henry Louis Gates. The thing about Black history is that the truth is so much more complex than anything you can make up. That is very true. We'll paste him here. We'll take out this quote right here, and we're good. No, wait, we're not. We gotta add this quote over here. Now we're good. Oops, nope, now we're not. We're not good. Now we're good. Okay. Okay, so we've done it. We've made it. Let's build it and see if it works. Build solution. Start here first. Let's see if it built. Yep, it built. Oh, no. No, it didn't build. Look, Form 1 is not declared and may be inaccessible due to protection level. So what does that mean? That means a lot. So let's see. Um, let's go to Form 1. Um, Solution Explorer. File name, Form 1. We can't change that. So, like I did say that was a potential problem, didn't I? So to me, what I think is easiest, I'm gonna go back and change it to Form 1. I don't really feel like trying to figure out why it won't work. So we're just going to change this back to form 1. We're going to go to public class in our this thing and go form 1, and that's what we're going to call it, and that should fix the problem. Let's see where we, here it is. There. So I know there's a way to fix that, and I just don't really feel like looking for it right now, so we're not going to worry about that. Um, so, yep, that's that. That is our first actual real error. Look at that. Now let's build it again and see if we're good. Yep, build 1 succeeded, 0 failed, 0 up to date, 0 skipped. Build started at 10:19 a.m. Took 0.7 seconds. That's pretty quick. So let's test it. Let's debug it. Debug it. Debug it. All right. So here's our quotes. Inspiration. Get in good trouble, necessary trouble, and help redeem the souls of America. John Lewis. Love. You are your best thing. Toni Morrison. And power. Ooh, that was barely gonna fit. The thing about Black History Institute. Da 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 da. Henry Louis Gates. And then we exit. So we did it. There you go. Um, so that's it for this one. I hope you guys could follow that, and if you followed along, please make a video or something of what you guys did. I'd love to see what you came up with. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one where we're going to make it a little bit more complicated and get real fancy with it. So I will see you guys at the next one, and until then, have a good day.